Yeah, he's a dirty fighter, man. And you know what? In the beginning, I didn't think he was, but then I went back and I started watching film on him, dude. He's a really dirty
Listen
fighter,
to this part.
dude. Throwing elbows, trying to scrape the eyes, trying to rake the eyes with gloves, pushing down on the head. I mean, he does a lot of dirty tactics. Guess what? He hates their body. He hates their body. So when you get in close on him, I'm gonna expect a rough out tactic. I understand that. So hopefully we got a great ref in there that's going to be able to take control and be a one-more fighter and just keep control of the action and the dirty stuff, man. Because let me tell you, man, I'm ready for that dirty stuff, dude. I got some dirty tricks of my own, and everybody know what it is. Ready, man.
The headbutts. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. As you should know, Timothy Bradley, 31-1 with 12 KOs, is going to be taking on Diego Chaves, 24-2. I forgot how many KOs he has, but only 2 defeats are to Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman knocked him out in the 10th round, and then to Brandon Rios most recently when he lost via disqualification for basically using too much of the dirty, savvy, nasty offense to neutralize Brandon Rios as the pressure fire, neutralize his movement. Once again, I'm T Street Controversy with www.realcombatmedia.com, and actually, that's the media call I was able to participate in, where you got Timothy Bradley, Joel Diaz talking about the fight coming up. So, it's going to be on HBO. It's going to be dueling with the main event of Amir Khan versus Devin Alexander, and that's going to be on Showtime. So, let's talk about the fight. Let's talk about Diego Chaves and can he defeat Timothy Bradley? We don't know what Timothy Bradley is going to show up. Now, Timothy Bradley talking about how Diego Chaves doesn't like to get hit to the body. Okay, we understand that. Timothy Bradley only has 12 KOs, and we saw him rock Manny Pacquiao to the point where he knocked Pacquiao off his feet. But does Bradley have enough to stop a Diego Chaves? And I say no. Now, depending on what type of fight Timothy Bradley is going to fight, because over the last 3 fights, he has been somewhat undefined. When he fought Ruslan Provodnikov, he went in there and tried to brawl Ruslan Provodnikov. When he fought Juan Manuel Marquez, he went in there, he actually fought the way he's supposed to fight, and he boxed. When he fought Manny Pacquiao in his second fight, he went in there and he just wanted to be a power puncher. So now we have to think, okay, is he going to show up being the one that fought Marquez? We already know he has the heart. We already know that he can muster up some power. But talking about the power, he was on a vegan diet for his last 3 previous fights. I don't know how many before that. But during his media call, and I'm going to put the link right below, and also it's on my page and in the first link below, www.realcombatmedia.com, he was talking about how the vegan diet was not providing him the power that he feels he needed. Maybe the vegan diet is why, he hasn't scored a knockout. I don't know. But he's eating, he's getting the protein back and everything. And from what I'm understanding, it's easier for him to cut weight. Interesting thing I want to see is this fight going to be at exactly 147 or a little bit over? Now, let's talk about if Bradley does defeat Diego Chaves. Timothy Bradley has an option with Kell Brook that we've just recently heard of. Maybe fight Kell Brook in March or April over in the UK, which could be a very, very big fight. And I don't think that Timothy Bradley would mind that. And since there's not politics involved, and we know that Al Heyman won't sacrifice a Keith Thurman or send a Sean Porter or anybody over there, Marquez don't want to go, I say Timothy Bradley, go. That's a big fight. I say Timothy Bradley go to the UK. He may not want to go, but I say Timothy Bradley go to the UK and get that belt. Just my opinion, but you've also been hearing about Timothy Bradley versus Miguel Cotto. If you see the way Timothy Bradley walks around, when he's not fighting or when he's not in fighting shape, he can make 150. He can be comfortable fighting at 154 pounds. In fact, in the amateurs, I believe he fought at 100, above 147 at, junior middleweight. So it's all about getting through Diego Chaves. Now, of course, he would want to have a fight with Pacquiao in the 3rd fight, but I say if that was to happen, that wouldn't happen until maybe 2016. If you think about a fight with Brandon Rios, that'd be a good fight. Fans would accept that. How about, a fight with Mike Alvarado? Fans would accept that. Now that we got Diego Chaves in the mix, you have to think, well, what if Diego Chaves defeats Timothy Bradley? It would clearly be the biggest win of his career. It seems as though he was on his way to edging out a close victory against Brandon Rios. But we saw how that went. Thank you, Vic Draculich. But then again, you can't be DDTing people, in the ring. So when you look at the fight that he had against Keith Thurman, where we first found out who Diego Chaves is when he came out and he was undefeated at that point in time, and he started putting some work on him, meaning on Keith Thurman. Gave Keith Thurman some trouble, from rounds 1 to 5 or rounds 1 to 6. I'm not saying he was winning, but at that point in time, he was Keith Thurman's most from that round period, from rounds 1 to 5, he was Keith Thurman's most difficult competition at this point in time in Keith Thurman's career. So if Diego Chaves wins, of course he's in the top rank carousel. I wouldn't even be surprised if we see Diego Chaves, Manny Pacquiao dead serious. If you don't know how the top rank matchmaking has been working, it's very likely. Just like after Rios and Alvarado 3, we could see Chaves versus Rios or Alvarado. We could see Chaves versus Juan Manuel Marquez. You get what I'm saying? That's how top rank works. Because they only rank with the fighters that they have. So when they sign a new guy like Diego Chaves, look, he's been in 2 big fights already. He's been in 2 fights with fighters that fought Pacquiao, and he was on his way to almost beating one of them. So those are the things you got to look at when you look at the politics of boxing. But I got Timothy Bradley winning, by outboxing, if that's the Timothy Bradley that shows up. But Diego Chaves can bang, and Timothy Bradley shouldn't get involved with the dirty stuff, even though Timothy Bradley has a reputation of being dirty in the past. And Timothy Bradley will headbutt the shit out of you. If Chaves want to bring all that dirty stuff and putting the elbows and all that shit, Timothy Bradley's going to headbutt the shit out of him. Timothy Bradley got humble with the headbutts once he fought Pacquiao. Once he basically became a superstar, he was like, all right, I'm not going to be headbutting people no more, basically. Because before, people thought he was doing that shit on purpose, or at least I did. I am T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.